Okay, now I will make a video about something that is really interesting and that can change your life forever. And that's how you can combine a spiritual life, spiritual thoughts with cognitive therapy. The main point of cognitive therapy is that your thoughts create your feelings. That means if you think about something positive, you're going to have positive feelings, good quality of life. If you think of something negative, you're going to have a worse quality of life. So, what can be one of the most important things that we can think about? It's the purpose of our lives. Okay, so can we discuss that in psychology? Yes, of course. Anyway, anything that people believe or think about when it comes to purpose of their life, purpose of living, purpose of being here, is very relevant. So, then it's very relevant to know a little bit about what could possibly be the purpose of living. And this is interesting. I remember still when I was around 20, when I read my first book on near-death experience, The Light Beyond, by Raymond Moody. I was so fascinated. I said, oh wow, somebody's writing about this. I've always been wondering about this. And I was kind of not too happy if I should go to heaven, because since I was a kid I was interested in astronomy, and it was the landing of Apollo on the moon, and my father was a chemistry teacher, so he had taught me that, you know, space is actually empty, very empty, and it's black up there. It's not the blue sky like we see here. You're not going to be on clouds. Ah, wow. I thought, okay, so heaven is like being in space, I thought in my childish mind. And when I started reading about near-death experiences, I realized that, yeah, this had influenced me in the background. So when Raymond Moody says that people who have near-death experiences, they often see that they are in beautiful meadows, beautiful gardens, fantastic flowers, fantastic colors, and the best of all, you meet all the people in your family or your friends that have died before you. They are there and they welcome you. And this was a revolution for me, because I'd always, like I said, I thought I would be in space, like light specks in space or something like that. So to know that you get to have a full experience of a physical reality, a very beautiful reality, with all the love that comes from your family and the love and acceptance that come from the whole setting. God, you might say, that there was no condemnation, no criticism. It was pure bliss and love. And that was very comforting. And this didn't come from any religious book or anything like that. It was from people who had had near-death experiences. And we're not specifically religious people. It was normal people like me who had had this experience when their heart had stopped for a few minutes. And it was very comforting. So I continued reading everything I could get my hands on about near-death experience. And I realized that a lot of doctors are studying this, especially cardiologists who do the resuscitations often. They have studied this. And especially one researcher from the Netherlands, he did a prospective study. That means the gold standard of this kind of studies is that you say, okay, we're going to interview all the patients who have had cardiac arrest and been resuscitated. And they saw that at least 30% of those who had been dead for a few minutes had very vivid near-death experiences. They went to the paradisic setting, they saw their family, they interacted with them, and they were told that they had to go back. Sometimes they met guides, sometimes they met one particular guide that Christians would define as Jesus and Buddhists would define as Buddha. And they were told that they had to go back because there were things that they had to do. Many of them got a life review, and this is important. many got a life review where they got to see every event in their life, but they could experience it from the perspective of the other persons in the events. That means that they felt the feelings of those they had interacted with. For instance, if you made somebody happy, you'd feel the happy feelings in the other. And you would also see the ripple effects of this happiness being shared with another person led to this person giving a good comment, etc., etc. And the negatives. If you hurt somebody, you'd feel how hurt the person was, and you'd see the ripple effect of this negative interaction. And that is important because so many of the people who have near-death experiences, they say they got this life review and it was every moment of their life, even if they were gone just for a few minutes. And it was profound learning. Many people say that this is the only way you can understand the consequences of your actions, is to feel the feelings of the others. And this solved another problem that I had struggled with. Is there hell? Actually, some people have negative near-death experiences that usually turn positive in the end. But could there be something to this hell thing? I thought it was very unfair that somebody should get a hellish experience because they had done a certain number of bad deeds, certain percentage of their life had been bad. Where would the cutoff point be? 15%, 20%, 50%? It doesn't make sense that there should be a cutoff point and that a loving God would condemn you to eternal torment. God cannot be like that. God is love. So we who are parents, we would never send our children to eternal torment, whatever they did. So how can we think that God would do that? So that was a problem. But should it be a system where there was no consequences for doing bad things? No, that too would be a little bit unfair. But there comes the life review. If you get to feel the feelings of all the people you have hurt and all the people you've made happy, that's going to be pretty hellish for some really bad people. Those who have killed many, those who have enacted policies that made people die, etc., etc. Okay, they're going to feel the feelings of all these people. That's going to be pretty hellish. So that's perfect justice. You get exactly back what you gave out. If you gave out a lot of good things, helped a lot of people, that would give you a very, very nice life review. So, if you believe that there is a life after this, that it's super good, but that you have to kind of go through a life review where you learn from your actions, then you can actually be very happy even when you're old, even if you are sick, even if you're terminally ill. You can say, but it's good on the other side. And the extra benefit is that if you believe in that, then you can believe that those who've died among your friends and family, that they are on the other side. And there's a lot of research that shows that they are looking down on us. They can be with us if we need them. They can even appear. This is a whole research called ADC. So your loved ones are safe. They are well. They are on the other side. They are not sick anymore. And you will meet them one day. This is a very, very comforting